a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Today's date is May 23rd, 2026. And this is show number 44. And there was one thing I feel like I'm leaving something out.
No,
This is the
okay.
Nancy and Mike Show.
You said it.
Okay. Now, today, I mentioned last week I was going to talk about experiences that are beyond belief. And I will get there.
Sounds interesting.
But, well, it's interesting now. It wasn't interesting at the time.
Okay.
At least one of them wasn't.
Okay.
And one of them was that I got bailed out. So anyway,
Okay. We'll wait and see.
it was about one of the experiences, hunt and hand. Now, remember I mentioned Holmes, the counselor who helps to set up the schedules. Well, this situation that I'm going to talk about later in this show did not have to do with Holmes. He was not a part of it.
Okay.
And actually, Coach Hand wasn't either. It was all done by the athletic director. And to this day, I don't know how he did what he did. And, but I'll get there.
Okay.
But I'm going to start out today because I'm seeing stuff from an old church from California. And every week the preacher would ask, it was a girl preacher, and she would ask, where have you seen God at work this week?
And I liked it because people could just stand up in church and just speak their heart. I loved it.
No. Where have we seen God at work this week? We've seen it in several places. Cassidy from Louisiana is gone. Crockett from Texas is gone. Green from Texas is gone. Two of those people are Nazis. Some of them are rhinos. Well, what a rhino is, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Massey is gone from Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Mitch McConnell from Kentucky is gone. Barr takes his place. There's a lot of them. I saw a list of people who were gone. Nazis and rhinos. And a rhino is on the other side, but he acts like a Nazi.
So he's a traitor.
So he's a traitor, which is actually worse than a Nazi.
Yeah.
And we still have to get rid of Patrick from Pennsylvania. That's coming up soon. We have to get rid of Cornyn from Texas. These are rhinos. They're not Nazis.
Right.
They act like Nazis. And we have to get rid of Murkowski from Alaska. Now, that's the deal with this. And what we have to do, if we're going to have a successful midterm, we got to get the price of gas down. We got to get the price of groceries down. I don't think it's going to happen because
I
we're
hope so.
refusing to end this war. And we ought to just go in and wipe everything out and
Well,
end this thing
Trump
once and for
there
all.
are a lot of good people, and he's trying to see what he can to prevent the massacre of the good people there. But I understand, but midterms are
You know,
important.
we got time pressure
Yes, with
and
midterms.
we got to deliver. If we didn't have the midterms,
And take
I
your
would
time.
say take your time, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
But we don't have that. That's not part of the
I know.
issue. So now that's the deal with this. And
One thing I read today, I really liked hearing it, is that God never feels pressure. I love that. I love that.
and one other thing that a lot of preachers don't even realize this.
What?
I've heard preachers say this, that the people who succeed in being elected are all put in by God. Nothing could be further from the truth. Because we got a battle going on, God on one side, Satan on the other side.
It's a battle.
And it's a battle. And God doesn't win every battle. And thank God Satan doesn't win every battle.
Right.
But the bad ones, if we can remember this, the bad ones are put in by Satan. The good ones are put in by God.
Okay.
And
I see it.
this is the deal that a lot of preachers don't understand. And they think we have to obey these authorities because everybody is put in by God.
I
That's totally false.
know.
That's as stupid as saying turn the other cheek. All right. But anyway,
Oh, one thing I'm going to talk about is misunderstanding.
misunderstanding.
That's
And that is a huge misunderstanding that a lot of Christians have.
Mhm. It has.
Now, here's another one. This is a big misunderstanding. The first story I'm going to,
Okay.
for believe it or not, this is true. It was 2017, springtime. My father was 94 and a half, close to death.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the hospital. Now, why am I telling you this?
I don't know.
Because it has to do with me. Yes, I was 3,000 miles away. I couldn't visit him in the hospital.
We were in California. He was in Connecticut.
Yes. Now, why I mention this, I'm setting this up
Okay.
because I'm one of these people who, when a loved one is having issues, rather they be physical issues or whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
and when I get in that situation, I can't stay in a hospital for long periods of time. I think about going home, working on my music. I think about going out and walking or running. This is the way I used to be. I'm still like that. So basically, what I am, I'm somebody when things are going wrong, when things are going badly, I look for things to distract me from seeing them. And I'll never understand how somebody could die and they cancel everything for 4 days and gives you the opportunity to sit there and think of the loss of this person, which in my mind is the worst thing you could do. I want to be distracted from it. Now, people I know from the other on the other hand, they could spend all day in the hospital visiting someone. Now, if I was in the hospital, I would rather have a visitor like my brother, for example, who could stay all day with somebody who's ailing. than to have somebody like me who may stay for 15 minutes or a half hour and then I have to go because I need some kind of distraction. I'm not a good visitor. And I'm telling you this for a reason. Now, to set up the situation, I had I was got a book published, Making Weight. And this girl called and she said they got a meeting in Palm Springs and they're going to help show you how to distribute your book. In other words, how to market it, how to sell it.
Right.
Well, I was pretty excited about it.
Mhm.
My father's not doing well. I need a distraction. Then I get another call. Indio High School is having a wrestlers banquet. Would you like to come? So the early afternoon is killed off and the night is killed off. I got places to do. I got things to go to
Mhm.
that I think are going to be successful. Now, the first thing, I could not have been more wrong. And when I was going there to Palm Springs, which is about 25 miles, I was thinking about it. What are they going to tell us? What are they going to do? Anyway, I get there. The girl who called us to invite us was totally wrong.
Yep.
Now, it wasn't malicious. She made an honest mistake. A misunderstanding, you might call it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And she said she was going to meet us there. Anyway, what they had was not to sell your book.
Nope.
What was there? And I thank God to this second what Nancy did to save me from doing something really stupid that I could have done. I didn't do it, but Nancy saved me. And here's what it is. You know, when you go to a speech or some kind of deal where everybody, they want you to clap and everybody claps and they want you to clap, everybody claps. It becomes habitual. You follow the crowd out of habit.
It's almost hypnotic.
It is hypnotic, yes. Well, Nancy says, don't clap for this. Here's what it is. I'm expecting to figure out how to sell my book, right? It was the top 5 short stories.
And they were horrible.
And they were, I'll tell you what they were. Every black person was a criminal. Every white
I used a lot of swear words.
every white person was a hero. It's what you would call blatant racism, stereotyping.
Yep.
All right?
Against black people.
Everything. Totally 100% against black people. It
was so sleazy too.
Oh yeah, it was. So Nancy says what they would do is they would read a paragraph and everybody would clap. Right? She said, "Don't clap." I didn't. I held my hands in my lap. In the meantime, we're waiting for this girl to show up. And you ever go to a movie and you think to yourself, what am I doing here? Because you didn't know what this movie was about or any of that stuff. And you made a mistake. You shouldn't have gone to see that movie. That's the way this thing was.
Well, we'll be right back. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Stay tuned.
Mike Zorich, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorich, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorich has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida.
Yep.
This is a Nancy and Mike show. And they get through with book number 5.
Oh,
Short story number 5. Now, every story, 5 through 1, had the same racist, blatantly racist theme.
It was.
And they were so much.
It must have been the judges were like the people who wrote it to think that these were good stories because they were nasty.
They were, you know, that you
there must
couldn't.
have been some good stories that got rejected, right? How could they all be so horrible?
Well, the good ones didn't make it to first base, so you could see this.
Yeah.
They saved all the trash for the end. So anyway, you think, okay, well, good. Number 5 is done. Number 4 comes. It's the same old trash. All right.
And that girl who wanted us to meet, she came and she went right to sleep.
And she came. It lasted about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Boring.
She was an hour and a half late. And then she saw what it was. So she apologizes to us for having us come to such a slutty meeting. And it was.
That's the right word.
It was. And of course, we didn't clap for anything, but we still got stuck with it. So anyway,
our ears were injured.
Pam gets there. She gets in her chair and she goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So she sleeps about 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I can't remember if we woke her up after the thing was over. But number 4 was just as bad as number 5. Number 3 was just as bad. Number 2 was just as bad. Number 1. They could have been all one story, a carbon copy of the same old crap. It was horribly written. It was horribly racist. And, I have black friends. I don't have any friends like that. It was just, it was so badly, it's so disgusting that you literally didn't want to be there.
Right.
But you were hoping something would break. Maybe number 1 will stand out. No such luck. All right. But anyway, that didn't help to distract me from my father's issues.
Right.
And all I could do was sit there and wonder, why am I here? What am I doing here? Well, it was a mistake that Pam made. She got a misunderstanding. We should not have been there. And she shouldn't have been there either.
And
So,
it was partly waiting for her that we didn't just get up and leave.
yeah, right. And I was hoping that maybe something would break the other way towards the end, but it never did. But anyway, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing. And then I'm going to talk about something that's a lot happier
Good.
and a lot more successful. I don't understand what happened, but I'm going to do the best I can in explaining it.
Well, this is from a book called Quiet Times for Couples, and we love this book. It's all beaten up because we've been using it for years and years. But anyway, the scripture is, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7.
I talked about that last week.
It holds true. Misunderstanding's part of life. It's inevitable. If you choose to walk with God and God's grace and follow His will, prepare to be misunderstood. The world is imperfect, so are you and your partner. But it's better to make a stand and be misunderstood than to become a chameleon attempted to please everyone. And I tell you, before I got together with Mike, that was me. I was trying to be an actress, fit in every part, go on auditions, and then different boyfriends. I tried to be a chameleon, whatever they wanted a girlfriend to be. So this is a sure way to lose your identity and your integrity and then become a victim. Many people become approval addicts, and they're living for the scraps of approval thrown by others. And I do remember when I was a little girl, I was very pretty and I had strawberry blonde hair and was always teeny. And I got lots of compliments on the buses and etc. And then one boy that I kind of looked up on, he was a patrol boy. And I was crossing the street and he was talking to his buddy and he said, go ahead. And then he told his buddy, no, stop. And I thought he was talking to me. So I stopped right in the middle of the street. He said, no, not you, stupid. And that did something to shattered my opinion of myself. How could someone I respected and looked up on call me stupid? So after that, I became a people pleaser. I was looking for every compliment I could find to get off that. I was shaken. So it was just a misunderstanding. I thought he meant me. He meant his buddy. He wanted to still talk to his buddy. So when you're a victim of misunderstanding, don't be defensive, right? Just because people don't understand you, you don't have to turn your back on them. And you don't have to say, I don't care what you think. No, a misunderstanding is simply an opportunity for greater communication. Very good. Very good. Better communication. And that's what we need. And I have to say, I talked to one of my sisters and we had a very good conversation. And then I called my brother and we had a good conversation. So,
Yeah, his birthday was Thursday.
yeah. So I'm the doors are opening a little bit because I tell you, the politics now that's shutting a lot of doors in families. And so we can't take it personally. People don't like where we stand, but
Not our problem.
it's not our problem. We don't have to hate them for disagreeing and just open the door a little bit and keep talking. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
Misunderstandings happen. Even Mike and I have misunderstandings. It happens. So just be patient. Oh, this I was trying to remember these words. Maybe I told you about this, but it was inappropriate. Firmness and kindness and patience. Okay, so I was thinking to remember it. A firm mattress. Okay, and crinkled up sheets. I misspelled crinkle, and a pillow. So Mike said he's trying to remember. So he was thinking firm, well done, crunchy fish and crinkled fries.
Yeah, I
And
love crinkle fries.
he didn't have the pea, so I threw in a pickle. So
Yeah.
and that's how we kind of that's our personalities, right?
You know what the pea could be? It could be pineapple pie. But pickles are good. I like pickles
Go
too.
with fish, French fries, and a little pickle on the side, right?
Yeah, if the pickles are plain, I
On
like
the sandwich, I'm thinking over
yeah.
on the side.
And yeah, that's one thing about me. I don't like uh, pickles or lettuce and
Yeah,
tomato
all
on
in
my
the sandwich. Yeah,
sandwiches.
it
I
gets
like
it
them separately,
because you
but
like your fish nice and
I
crunchy.
want my, and anything that's juicy
Yeah,
takes the
ruins it.
crunchiness of the
Yeah,
fish away.
I understand.
And even my favorite is probably grilled cheese and bacon. And this one place, they put tomatoes on their sandwich. That would ruin it for
Yeah,
me.
it'll make it
And
mushy again.
and so
We're all different.
anyway, we all have different likes and dislikes. And the thing, getting back to Nancy's story about
Well,
that
misunderstandings.
patrol boy,
Oh yeah.
what she did, her mistake was this: she gave the guy respect that he proved he didn't deserve.
Yeah, I did that
And
a lot with old
I
boyfriends.
wanted to make that clear,
Thank you for that.
that this is how you get into that syndrome.
And
And
dumb.
yes, you do. It's a multiple thing,
Yeah.
and that's why I mentioned it, because it might help somebody out there,
Thanks.
so that they wouldn't fall into that situation.
And watch out for resentment. Once that opens the door, that little resentment, then evil can get in you and you start doubting yourself, doubting that God is with you, and you start looking for people pleasing ways to get out of it. And it doesn't work. Okay, I'm done.
Now, for the infamous Mr. Hunt,
Okay.
the athletic director at Los Angeles City College.
Mhm.
This is the end of January 1970. And last week I explained that the wrestling season goes from early November to the first week of March. So if we had our finals and somebody failed their final exam, or they failed a course, then that person could be kicked off the wrestling team and miss the end of January, the whole month of February, and the first week of March. Okay,
Okay.
here's the setup. I was having difficulty in this subject, which I do with subjects that involve large amounts of reading. My reading comprehension, I mentioned last week, is not good.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to take this psychology final, and I don't know where to begin studying. Where do I begin reviewing? And I was afraid whatever I studied wouldn't be on the test,
Mm.
and whatever I didn't study would be on the test, and I would be set up for failure.
Uh-oh.
I was nervous about it.
Yeah, you don't want to lose wrestling.
I don't want to lose wrestling. The teacher's name was Daniel Sheenan.
Well, we're going to a break. This is the Nancy and Mike show. Stay tuned. This is an exciting story.
Author, radio show host and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And I've just started to get into this psychology final
Yeah, you're nervous.
at junior college, and I was nervous, and I had reason to be nervous.
Ah,
But little did I know that what was to come was worse than anything I could have possibly imagined.
wow.
And so here's what I had to do. I could not read the test questions, obviously. So what I had to do, I could not take the test with the rest of the class. What I had to do is get somebody to read me the questions that the teacher wrote down, and then he or she would have to write down my answers.
Okay.
And we would go off in a hallway somewhere where I could take this test that my reader would read to me, because
And they wouldn't bother the other people taking the test.
they wouldn't bother the other people taking the test because we were in a different room.
Got it.
So this is how I took a lot of my tests when I was in college.
What?
Now, she shows up. She shows up in time. We go across the hall. We take the test. She reads me the first question. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. It's something I had never learned. It's something I didn't know. Something. Yeah, I'll tell you what it was. It was a test. And the test had nothing to do with the subject of psychology. Nothing whatever.
Nothing that he taught you.
Nothing that he taught. Nothing that was in any of our psychology books.
Oh, what was it?
What the test was, it was the kind of test that might be given in an art class. It was color combinations, which of course I've never seen. I know nothing about
You know
anything.
nothing about colors.
I know zero, right? I know more now than I did in 1970
Because I talk colors a lot.
because Nancy talks things, and I wish I knew Nancy then.
I would have cheated for you.
And if I had known Nancy then, I would have asked her, just give me 70 points, and hopefully the teacher would think that I lost my sight later in life, that I really wasn't born blind, because otherwise I'd have no way of knowing this stuff.
Right.
If I never saw it,
No, it's not,
you know,
it's
it,
not humanly possible.
it's not humanly possible. So anyway, I knew the outcome of the test,
Yeah.
right? The test ends.
You didn't answer anything.
I didn't answer anything. I don't know anything.
Can't fake it.
No, I couldn't. I was so far out of sight that I couldn't fake
Did
it.
that just to get you? Did he have hatred towards you? or
You know,
something?
I don't know what his deal was, but one of the things was this: everybody took the same test.
Yeah.
That was his argument.
Yeah.
Because he said, I've been teaching for a number of years, and I've never had anybody get a 0 on a final exam.
Well, obviously, he didn't have common sense.
So I said, why couldn't you give me a different test that was connected to the course itself?
Yeah.
And I might have failed it, right?
Yeah, he could have.
I could have failed it.
So what happened?
So he said, I can't go giving different tests to different students. It becomes unfair to the other students. He said, I have to fail you. I have to give you an F for the course. So I told him, I said, this is not fair. I'm going to have to go to the head of the psychology department. He said, I am the head of the psychology
Oh,
department.
great.
And
So,
you're speaking to him right now.
so then what?
I got no place to go.
I know. What happened?
I went to see Mr. Hunt, the athletic director. And I explained about the test, the
The color and all
color
that.
combination. Now, remember earlier I said today I'm going to talk about something that I know nothing about?
Right?
The first thing was about the racist, well, the black people were horrible, and this is all color related. It's just subject
Oh,
I
didn't
know
put that together.
I know nothing about, okay?
Okay.
I know zero about this subject,
Right. Okay.
but it pertains to what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
And what I do know is how to figure out people's fruits.
Yes. And people's intentions.
Yes. Now, anyway, I go to the athletic director and I explain this whole deal to him. He said, when did you lose your sight? That was part of the equation.
Yeah. You've never seen colors.
Because he sees that if I've never seen, that there's no way I could possibly pass this test.
No way.
He sees it.
Yeah.
Now, let's say I told him I lost my sight when I was 13 years old.
Yeah. Then you'd have a chance.
He'd say, well, you should know some of this stuff if you had your sight for
But when
13
you
years.
never
But I never did.
seen anything.
So he said, listen, you are not going to get kicked off the wrestling team.
Oh, he respects you.
You are a very good champion wrestler.
Yep.
We don't have anybody in your weight class, and we are not going to lose you. You're too good. You're too valuable. I'm going to straighten this out so that you will not get kicked off the wrestling team.
Praise God.
I was trying to figure out how you're going to do it.
Well,
Because
that's up to God and him.
you could not talk to this
No, the door
psychology
was locked
teacher.
with him.
The door was locked
I
with him.
see it. Yep.
What could this athletic director do that I hadn't already done?
I know.
And he's the head of the department. He could fail me if he wants. And so anyway, the athletic director goes in, talks to the guy, and he doesn't tell me a thing about what went down.
Wish you were a fly on the wall, right?
Yeah. And but anyway, the next week after the finals were over, I was still going to wrestling practice. Mr. Hunt, the athletic director, he didn't say anything. Mr. Coach Hand, he didn't say anything.
What about the psychology teacher?
Not a word. I never saw him again.
Oh, good.
All right.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't want to stir things up, and I didn't know how far I could go with this.
Investigate.
But I tell you, every time I walked by this guy's office,
Which guy?
the athletic director, I never went near the psychology teacher's
No, I
office.
wouldn't.
But the athletic director, I walked by his office every day.
And he never stopped you to explain?
No, but you don't know how many times I was tempted to go in there and ask him, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. In the meantime,
Yeah.
I got my grade card in the mail for this psychology class.
Yeah, what did you get?
A D like David.
That's better than F?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A D is between 60 and 70%. I did
Okay.
not deserve that
Yeah,
D.
no, especially with a 0.
Especially with a 0 on the final. So I knew with that D
That you're all right.
and the rest of my grades,
Mm-hmm.
I had a C- grade point average, and some teachers did not consider D as failing if your grade point average was a C-.
Okay, good.
So I had some music courses that I was taking that I got A's on those courses, and that
helped.
carried me through
Yeah.
with this D that I got for the psychology class. I should have got an F.
I'm glad you didn't.
And
Thank
so
you,
anyway,
Coach. Thanks, Coach.
that was Tom Hunt.
Yay.
And I even told him, I said, if they kick me off the wrestling team, I'm never coming back. I'll come back to run. And if the you guys need me to help practice with the team, but I'm quitting college if I get kicked off
I
the
know that.
wrestling team. I'm not coming back here. This is absurd. It's sheer stupidity.
You know?
To
Absurd.
what it is, it's failing me because I've never seen.
Yeah.
That's the result, right? You're failing me because of my lack of eyesight, not because I failed the test. You're failing me because I can't see. That's a kind of a deal where you could be sued for it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, everything worked out great. I finished out the season. And you know what happened last week with Coach Hand in the Nationals and all the which he told me I didn't know it was the Nationals. He said, go to this tournament.
I want you to get nervous. You know how you get nervous, man.
And I would have got nervous. I'm sure if I wouldn't have done as well as I had done if I
No. you
knew
would've been
that it
tight
was
to
the
drum.
Nationals. And who knows? Maybe I would have said I'm not good enough to go to the Nationals, and
probably
maybe
too
I
afraid.
wouldn't go.
Yeah.
I said I don't want to go to this. It's too overwhelming. It's too intimidating. So I don't know what would have happened.
That was a great story.
But anyway,
Yep.
that was the deal.
Well,
And-
we'll be right back. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Stay tuned.
a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Novo.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And, to this day, I still think of that athletic director. And I still think of Coach Han when I was going to junior college. And, I tried to get into a regular college and my grades weren't good enough. So all the good things that's happened to me in the junior college situation, furthermore, after my sophomore year and I was done with junior college, I was one of 5 students who were invited to be on KHJ Channel 9 and talk about their college experiments. I was one of they called it their 5 most outstanding students.
What?
Well, I know I was not picked because of what I did in the classroom. I was picked because of what I did out on the wrestling mats.
Yes.
I knew that, okay?
That's very important.
But it was part of what I was. It was
Yeah.
part of who I am.
That's you.
And that was me. That was it. I knew why I was picked. But anyway, something I heard yesterday in sports that I never thought I would see in my lifetime. The National Hockey League is blowing the ratings away on TV.
Well, I'm glad to see it on TV.
But it's on TV. The first 2 rounds of the NBA,
Come on.
you didn't get to see them. They were blacked out.
That's stupid.
And is the question about that is,
Yeah, what is it? Why?
is the NBA going to learn from this?
I don't know.
The commissioner is pretty stupid, if I do say so myself. And if I had to answer what I believe, I don't think he'll learn a thing. But what's happening is Vegas is beating Colorado 2-0, which is creating more interest in the National Hockey League.
Good.
Now, what if you have a Montreal-Vegas final?
Is that good?
Oh, very good. That would shoot the ratings through the roof.
Good.
Because Carolina was heavily favored and Colorado was heavily favored. And if you get the 2 number ones out of the East and the West,
there's more suspense.
There's more suspense. It helps the ratings. I might even watch it myself if Montreal and Vegas play in the finals.
I hope
And
they do.
yesterday, Vegas was losing 1-0
I know.
after 2 periods. They scored 3 goals in the 3rd period. And boy, uh, you know me, I don't like Montreal. I never did. I never liked Montreal.
Yeah, they were always the enemy for Boston.
Yes, they were. And when they were in the original 6 teams, they were always Boston's nemesis. And but I'm rooting for Montreal this year. I have never seen, you think of Montreal, honest to goodness, I have never seen a worse bracket in any sport in my
You're the
life.
bracketologist.
Yes,
so
I
you
am.
know
I'm a
what you're talking about with
bracketologist. You play Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Carolina, and even if you play Vegas instead of Colorado,
that. Uh-huh.
and you go through that, 16 wins, 4 for each thing, that is an amazing achievement. And the Canadian hockey has been down in recent years, and this would be a great boost for Montreal.
Good.
I'm not for Canada. They got BS leadership, and
But a lot of good people live in Canada.
but yes, there are, and we knew someone. We lived in California.
A lot of those snowbirds we got to get to be friends with.
A lot of good Canadians in our old mobile home park who went away. They came out for the winter time, and then they would go back to Canada in the summertime. And things got really hard for them during the China virus because the border was closed.
I know.
And
a lot of people suffered with
a lot
that.
of people suffered with not only getting from one place to the other, but they also suffered with their mail.
Yeah.
And the Canadians had it rough during the China virus, and so did everybody else. I mean, nobody had it easier. The China virus was a big fraud by Grouchy Fauci and Burks the bitch. That's what I used to call them when they were in charge. And one of the things you never do is an social distancing blind people. That's
Yeah.
absurd.
Blind people have to be close and touching people.
That's why that's as bad as a psychology test.
Yeah.
And
it's very similar.
If I had Nancy, I would have passed the test, and nobody would have known why, and they don't have to know. But anyway,
one thing at a time.
That's the way it was, and that's the way the baseball situation. There's a lot of baseball going on now, and everything else is going down the chute.
Hardly any of the NBA or
NBA. Well, there's 4 teams left in each sport, and after May 31st, there'll only be 2 teams left in each sport. So that's where we're at with all this stuff. And
well, we hope you have a good Memorial Day, and we'll talk to you next week. Okay, guys, take care.
Yeah, it'll be May 30th. How do you like that? And there are a couple of things that happened this week that I need to get to discuss. But I'll talk about them next week.
Okay, take care, guys.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.